Catch up with Sophie Ellsworth, who's the national personal finance writer for the Herald Sun and for the News Corp tabloid newspapers. Good to catch up with you again, Sophie. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on the city of Melbourne. You've been through this relief this week that you weren't locked down because of one infection, but there's more of a delay coming in terms of workers returning to the CBD. The Premier said hold back on that, but that's just going to increase the pain for so many businesses, isn't it?
That's exactly right, Chris. Look, we had that one case that came out of the Tennis Hotel quarantine hotels, and that was enough to put Daniel Andrews into absolute panic mode. And so he's paused the return of workers back into the workplace at 75% from Monday, which was due to be for public and private sector workers. So right now in Melbourne, only 50% of the workforce in private sector and 25% of public sector workers are back. And I can tell you, Chris, the CBD coming in here today is absolutely dead.
Yeah, it's tragic. Now, you've written about this for the Sunday papers, but you've got small business people calling for changes. Rather than holding people back, they want minimum staffing numbers?
That's right, Chris. Small Business Australia is calling for a mandate to be introduced that makes it compulsory for workplaces to get workers back. So they want to see a minimum 50% of private sector workers back and 75% public sector workers back, because their argument is the Victorian economy cannot go on down here with the heart of it effectively not pumping. We have restaurants closed up. We've got shops closed up. I was talking to the newsagents on the way in here. He said he was really excited about workers coming back. And he said on Thursday morning, after that late night press conference from Daniel Andrews, you know, the people coming in just dried up instantly.
Now, we've just been talking to Dr. Clay College from Western Australia. I don't know if you heard that, but I know you've been involved in the public debate in Victoria for a long while. A lot of people supporting these hard lockdowns, supporting blocked borders. The politicians are getting a lot of support for these acts of overreach, is what I would argue. What's your sense of how Melburnians are handling this at the moment? Are they keen to throw off the chains and actually get back to a normal life?
Well, look, Chris, it depends who you're talking to. If you work for Daniel Andrews, you're as happy as a pig in mud down here. I mean, you're on full pay, you've got a pay rise, and you're working from home, so it's happy days. But if you are running a small business, you are absolutely anti-lockdown. They want to see workers back in here, and they're hemorrhaging money. They can't go on, and they're very scared, Chris, when JobKeeper payments end in March. What will happen? We've got restaurants in the city that can only be at 50% capacity. So with limited foot traffic in here, foot traffic is down 55% on pre-COVID levels. It's the lowest of all the capital cities. We can't go on like this, Chris. I mean, we're going to see Melbourne fundamentally change unless Daniel Andrews has a plan of how to get this city back and pumping again.
Spot on, Sophie. Thanks so much for joining us again.
Thanks, Chris.